What's up, Hacksters? Coming at you this morning from Berlin. We've just wrapped up Chaos Communication Camp 2019. This is an every 4-year meeting of international hardware and software hackers, people from around the globe, in the countryside of Germany at an old brick factory. It's incredible. People were making DIY trains and stuff. I'm going to share a bunch of weird, cool videos about that. But for now, I wanted to show you the badge, which is incredible. It is one of the most amazing, well-developed badges I have ever seen. This thing is designed to be worn on a wristband, although you can wear it however you like. It came with this sort of neoprene Velcro guy. But I was wearing it as a necklace for a while. It's got all these customizable features. Right off the bat, it's got a clock, which is not set properly, but it does have an RTC, so that you can, if you choose, set the time correctly. The cool thing about this badge is that, well, one of them, is that it's called the Card10, or Cardio, and that's because it's got all these different heart rate monitors and things. So there's 2 finger contacts you can use for that, there's contacts on the back you can use for that, which also work to hold the strap in place. And then there's also a light-based pulse sensor. If I can get that in focus, there we go. It is ridiculously cool. Besides that, there are a number of side-lit LEDs. There is a vibration motor on the side for notifications. It's made of 2 boards stacked together with this connector here. You've got your OLED display, which does RGB, a line of 11 RGB LEDs along the top, a tiny little LiPo battery that gets sandwiched in between them. This reminds me a little bit of the hack badge that the biohacking village was making for DEF CON, but it seems to be more advanced in terms of the hardware. And so I'd love to see people sort of mash these up. Besides that, you've got a number of, pins along the top that you can connect to stuff. As for why there's 11 of these LEDs at the top, that's because there's a binary app. I assume this is why. There's a binary app that allows you to show a binary clock. And for 12 hours, you have 4 binary digits. That's 1, 2, 4, 8. And for the minutes, I think you need 7 LEDs, because to get up to 60, that means probably you need, so 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Oh wait, you only need 6 maybe. Well, anyway, I don't know why it is exactly, but it's like that. Oh, maybe it's a 24-hour clock, in which case 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Yeah, I bet that's it. Anyway, I'll just show you that app because it's really cool. The way that the interface works, let's take a look at this, is that you hit the menu button up here. You hit the menu button. Oh, it seems to have rebooted. Come on. All of a sudden, we are not responding. I'm going to reboot this guy. It's still a work in progress, obviously, but they've done a ton of development, and if this doesn't end up working, I'm going to show you anyway a bunch of the docs about that. Let's see. Do we get a menu? Oh, good. Nice. So we can scroll down through the available apps, and these are just MicroPython, which is incredible as well. So here's the binary clock. I'm going to hit select. We've got left, right, and select. Okay, so here we go. You've got these 5 up here that are blue, dark blue, and then 1 light, and then dark green for the minutes. So right now it thinks that it's just 2 a.m., I guess. But if you set the time to be, 5 p.m., that'd be like 17 o'clock, or 11 p.m. would be 23 o'clock, and so I guess you need more of those LEDs. Then we've got, let's see, so there's 3 little rocket ships on here as well, which have LEDs behind them. Those are for Chaos Communication and Club. They have different little logos for each one. There's also an Sao connector, and this is what is really cool about this. So the new Sao Shitty Add-on Standard has 6 pins as compared to the old one, which had 4. They're backwards compatible. All that's been added is 2 GPIO pins, and you can see that it's counted up by 1 minute. And So it has 6 pins, they're in 2 rows of 3, and the way that they've done that for this is they've got 3 contacts here, and then on the back of the same board they've got 3 more contacts, and you basically sandwich the board between the pins and solder them on. So it's very stable and low profile, and it freaking works. It's so cool. Let's see, what else have we got? We got that vibe motor. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that the community is building for this, because so first up we have, if you go to Card10, cardio.badge.events.ccc.de, you can find all kinds of resources for this. There's also a TLDR section that gives you all these links for stuff. There's an IRC community. There's a GitLab area. You've got firmware docs that tells you all about how to use the different stuff in MicroPython. This is incredible. Not only that, they've got example code. Wow. And stuff for the LEDs. You can, there's a, oh yeah, there's a bright LED on the side as well that you can use as a flashlight. We saw all kinds of people doing all kinds of neat stuff with this. There's like a light sensor one. There's a light sensor on here, and you can use that to dim and brighten the LEDs. Besides that, there's also this GitLab area where you can look at the hardware files, including the debugger. You could get for an extra amount of money, maybe like a 5 or 10 euros, you could get a debugger kit. I happened to buy the electrodes breakout, so in case you wanted to do a different type or method of doing an ECG or electrocardiogram, aka heart rate monitor, you could hook up these electrodes, just solder them directly onto your badge. This is one of the few badges that I'll probably keep using in everyday life because it's that cool and that useful. It's got an accelerometer. It's got a 6-axis accelerometer, and tons of other cool stuff. Where is my list? Because I lost track of all the neat stuff on here. Well, anyway. Then there's a getting started page that tells you all about the assembly. You can go see the step-by-step guide with pictures. This was very simple. Once you got the badge, you basically just had to attach the battery, screw the 2 layers together with these standoffs on here, and I think that was it. There's also one of these is nylon, which is, I believe, just so that it doesn't interfere with the ECG. And then you are basically done. Some people have had issues with these screens breaking, but those are pretty common screens, so it shouldn't be a problem to find replacements. They also have a Twitter feed, twitter.com/cardiobadge. Again, that's with a 1 and a 0 instead of the IO. And then, if you go to badge.team, you can find all kinds of apps that people have been writing from the community. So that binary clock one that I uploaded was from here. There's some e-textile stuff going on. Also, we've got like a little pulsing pixel heart. We've got accelerometer-based snake game, an FTP server. Some of this stuff isn't working yet, but some of it is. I want to try out these radio ones. There's an ECG app that I haven't gotten the hang of yet, but it should be pretty cool. Russian roulette, of course. Joust. There's this amazing game called Joust that if you aren't familiar with, you should look it up. It involves like hitting each other to make basically you're trying to keep your controller really still, and if you make someone else sort of shake their controller, then they're out of the game. And you can do that with these as well. Bluetooth Low Energy, which this has, Bluetooth 5 includes a mesh network option, so as an upgrade to that, you could definitely make them all talk to each other. Should be pretty sweet. Here's the binary clock. This is by MuxL. Jansk Face has made a Julia fractal set. We've got a Nyan Cat that it includes. I wanted to show this one because it involves a very janky way of displaying PCP or PNGs on the badge, which I think is brilliant no matter how they achieved it. So yeah, sensor data viewers and things like that. Oh yeah, it also has a temperature, humidity, and air pressure sensor, and it can show you the battery voltage. Let's look at some of the other ones that I've got installed here. So I'm just gonna take it off of this binary clock setting, and go back to the menu. Boom. Go home. So there's an adventure timer, which is basically a stopwatch. Bluetooth, turning that on and off. Different sensors. You can set your nickname. What is this one? Oh, this is a POV thing. I don't think that will show up well on the video. You can do the same clock image, but with Conway's Game of Life in the background. You can play Joust. I was trying to figure out how to do a log file on here. Let's see what happens if I push that, actually. I'm no great shakes with Python, but I'm trying to... Oh, it's supposed to display something, but I guess it's not going to do that, so I'm going to go back. Oh no! Okay, we're back. There's different ways of displaying your nickname. To set your nickname on the badge, you just put a nickname.txt file in the top directory and have your nickname in plain text. So let's select that guy. And oh yeah! It's pretty sweet. What else have we got? Nyan Cat. Oh yeah, let's see what that looks like. I haven't actually run this yet. Maybe it doesn't work yet. Okay. What if I push a button? Alas, nothing. There's different firmware updates you can get from the website as well. You can set your personal state. This is one of my favorite things about the badge, is that you can set your state in terms of your desire for social interaction. So the 4 states are no state, no contact, which is leave me alone, and that gives you a red LED. And then you have options for chaos, communication, and camp. Let's go back up. Going to home and back to the personal state setting. And as you can see, you have red for no contact. Then you have blue for chaos, my fave, of course. Yellow for communication, and green for camp. And then no state. I'm going to go back to the menu before. And there's a couple more that I want to show you. One of the cool ones is a text reader. Hit select here. And you can just select any of the text files that you have in the top directory. So I'm going to see what it says in there. It says the Merlin. This is where I want to be able to write to a log file and then be able to display it on the badge. So you could log, movement data, you could log button presses, all kinds of stuff. And finally, I want to show for sensors, we've got the real-time clock. There's also, if I just scroll along here, we've got the light sensor, and that's this guy, one of these guys up here. So if I shade it, 4 units, and then back up to 32. Humidity, that's very humid right now. We've got pressure, temperature, air quality, which I'm not sure how they're measuring that, and the battery voltage. I'm really curious about that, actually, but since it's Python, I can just plug this in as a mass storage device over USB and take a look at the code. Even if I didn't know where to look for it online, I can just plug this in, and basically you hold down the button. I'm going to unplug this, actually. Turn it off. Unplug it, and then you just hold down this button to go into bootloader mode. Plug it in again. There we go. And now it's a flash device. And I've actually just used this to transfer audio files for a mashup we were making over to another computer, and it works great! It's an incredibly useful badge. This thing has 8, I think, megs of storage space. and there's all kinds of other amazing stuff that you could do with it. With all these GPIO breakouts, one thing that I want to do personally is be able to use it to power one of my biohacking devices that I'm working on this trip. And more on that later. But for now, I just wanted to share this amazing badge that they've put together. The like visual design, the craftsmanship, the hardware design, the documentation. All of this has led to an incredibly useful and gorgeous badge that people are actually going to jump in and get their hands dirty with and use. And I just really want to emphasize how amazing this feat is that this team put together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your MCU Monday. Have a great one and hack on.